About half an hour later, a faint hiss came from under the door. I slipped out of bed and followed the sound. My heart beat fast. The room was completely dark, but light from the hallway came through the door's gap. In that dim light, I saw a cobra, its head spread wide like a shovel, moving like a snake towards my bed. I jumped up, and the camera at my throat made a soft noise, showing it was recording. As I moved, the snake shot forward like an arrow. Ready for it, I swung the blanket, putting it over the snake. I jumped aside as the blanket hit the floor, the snake moving wildly underneath. Seeing it clearly, I stomped hard 7 or 8 times until it stopped moving. I moved fast to the door. That snake was trained. Why else would it attack at my smallest movement? The person who let it go wanted me dead and was probably just outside, waiting. Would they check the room when they heard no sound? I hoped so. This time, I was ready not only to catch them but to get their face on camera. Holding my breath, I waited. After 3 or 4 minutes, a soft click was heard and the door opened a little. A head looked in. Light from the hallway came in, but the person's face was dark from behind, hiding it. Their tall shape matched my earlier attacker. I lunged like an animal towards the door, hitting their head. They were very fast, ducking back and closing the door hard. My fist, full of power meant to knock them out, went through the wood, leaving a big hole. I pulled my hand back, not bothering to open the door, and looked through the hole. The hallway was empty, the person gone. I was not discouraged. Even though they had escaped, we had faced each other for a very short moment. If the camera worked, that moment was enough to get their face. I removed the camera and slipped out, going to Baisu's room. I knocked softly. "Mr. Wei?" Her voice called, immediately making me calm. "It's me," I said. "Can I come in?" "Hurry," she replied. I pushed the door open. She sat up, and I held up the camera. I got the attacker on film. Her face became serious. "Who is it?" I shook my head. "I don't know yet, but once we develop the film, we will find out." Baisu pointed to a door. "That's the dark room. Go develop the film." I had been interested in photography for a while and knew basic darkroom things, but infrared film work was too hard for me. If I ruined the film, catching my attacker would be impossible. Baisu saw my hesitation and smiled. "Help me up. Your injuries," I protested. "You should not move." She sighed softly. "It's not like I am doing heavy lifting." I carefully supported her, helping her out of bed. She leaned fully against me, and as I helped her towards the door, a strange, warm feeling grew in me. Her cheeks turned red, showing my feelings. At the door, I bent down a little to open it, then sat her in a chair under the dark room's red light. Her movements were slow, her face showing signs of pain. Her injuries were very bad, every move clearly painful, but I did my best to help. After half an hour of careful work, we developed the film. The film roll was tiny, barely a quarter the size of a cigarette filter, too small to see images directly. Holding it, I said, "Sue, I need to show this to your father." She placed her delicate hand on mine. "Let's watch it first." I nodded. She pointed to a projector, explaining how to load the film. I followed her instructions, pressed a button, and the projector made a soft sound. A 3x2-foot image appeared on the wall, starting with my room's door. Then the cobra moved like a snake into view. I had only seen its shadow before, but now every scale was clear, its ugly danger very cold. When it attacked, the image was shocking. The screen shook wildly as I swung the blanket and stomped the snake. Then it became steady, showing my door again, me waiting for the attacker. Slowly, the door opened a little. The image moved suddenly, and a person appeared. Baisu's hand shot out, stopping the projector with a click. The person's face stopped on the wall. We stared, amazed. Broad-headed, impressive, with a fierce, angry look, the face was easy to recognize. I could not believe my eyes, stopped in shock, unable to speak. Baisu gasped softly. "It's him." Her voice made me normal again. "Impossible," I said quietly. "This cannot be real. Don't be foolish," she said gently. "We need a plan first. We tell my father." My mind became confused. I could not accept that my attacker was him. But the infrared film had captured his face clearly, impossible to deny for anyone who saw it. The man on the wall was Song Jian, the Flying Tiger Gang's top man. I remembered Song Jian. He did not want to give his steel plate. He was very loyal and kind to the poor. He treated me like a brother. It was impossible to think he could be a bad traitor. But the clear proof the film showed it was him, no one else. Bai Su saw I was very quiet. After a long pause, I looked at her and she said, I have understood it. You, my father, my brother Song Jian tricked us from the start. But now, with his face on film, things will change. I shook my head. It is hard to believe. Song Jian has a lot of money, all spent on helping poor people. She stopped me. There are two choices. Either he has changed over the years, or this Song Jian is not the real one. I stopped. A fake Qin Hengqi was bad enough, now a fake Song Jian? Why not? She said. The Flying Tiger Gang lives in remote mountains in Anhui. Song Jian rarely shows his face, only that one meeting years ago. If you were not so smart, my father would not have known you were a fake Qin Hengqi either. I frowned. It does not make sense. If he is a fake and wants the money, why did he not want to share it? She gave a cold laugh. To take it all for himself. I had to admit my thoughts were a mess, not as clear as hers. I looked at her, could not speak. She continued, we have been losing to him all along. My brother got the worst of it. He must have known Kiwei's plan from the start. You think he has the 21 plates? I asked, very surprised. Exactly, she said. He did not give up his plate because if he could not steal the rest, Kiwei would have to work with him. Her idea made sense, and the more I thought, the more it seemed right. There will be scratch marks on his leg, she added. The ones on yours? He put them there. I jumped up. I am going to Old Man Bai. Be careful, she warned. If you see him, don't let him know we know his secret. I nodded, helped her out of the dark room, and put her back in bed, pulling up the covers. As I turned to leave, someone knocked at the door. Bai Su stopped, holding my hand and telling me to hide in the dark room. Who is there? She called. Song Jian's voice answered from outside. We looked at each other. She waved me towards the dark room. I slipped inside, leaving the door a little open to watch. It's Uncle Song, she said. Come in, the door is unlocked. Song Jian entered, looking around. Where is Brother Wei? He was here but left, she replied. Song Jian smiled. Your father is sad about your brother, but he is very happy about something else. What is that? Bai Su asked. You already know, he said. What do you think of Brother Wei? She lowered her head, her cheeks red, quiet. Song Jian laughed loudly. I was amazed at his acting. His warm, open laugh made it hard to believe he was a bad person. He laughed again. I am determined to help you to get married, Su. Uncle Song, don't tease, she said. He laughed very loudly, then suddenly looked up. Brother Wei, come out. Why hide? In that dim light, I saw a cobra, its head spread wide like a shovel, moving like a snake towards my bed. This time, I was ready not only to catch them but to get their face on camera. I pulled my hand back, not bothering to open the door, and looked through the hole. I knocked softly. Mr. Wei? Her voice called, immediately making me calm. I had been interested in photography for a while and knew basic darkroom things, but infrared film work was too hard for me. Her cheeks turned red, showing my feelings. The film roll was tiny, barely a quarter the size of a cigarette filter, too small to see images directly. I followed her instructions, pressed a button, and the projector made a soft sound. After a long pause, I looked at her and she said, I have understood it. You, my father, my brother Song Jian tricked us from the start. But now, with his face on film, things will change. He laughed again. I am determined to help you to get married, Su.